Today, I'm going to be talking to you guys about the David Irving drama from yesterday and letting you know if it has any ramifications for the upcoming season. All of that's after the bumper. Yesterday, David Irving had, we'll call it a eventful day, in which his Twitter account was actually hacked by a girlfriend or ex-girlfriend, depending on which version of the story you want. The fact is, it's an interesting case because it's his baby mama who's been with him 8 years and was actually the woman who accused him of domestic violence back at Iowa State that resulted in him being kicked off the team. So it's interesting to me that they're still together all this time later, and obviously the drama hasn't completely stopped. So I'm going to dig in first to the tweets here regarding it. Now, it's a really weird back and forth. The context of the conversation is a little difficult to follow at times because you have a situation where both he and his girlfriend on separate devices are logged into his Twitter account, and both of them are actively tweeting, and she's lobbing all these crazy allegations. He keeps saying my profile's hacked, disregard, yada, yada, yada. And it just makes for kind of insanity for a few hours until this kind of wrapped itself up for now. So shout out to Dallas Cowboys Scouting. I saw that they had a myriad of screenshots. I don't know if it's the exact order in which the tweets were posted, but I'm going to feature those here. So shout out to them. I'm going to use their feed showing all of the tweets here. Let me jump back to the beginning. All right, so she starts off, domestic violence again. By the way, disregard the typos. The subject is what matters here. Domestic violence again. David Irving's going to jail. Say goodbye to his football career. Already some serious allegations there. David Irving, seeing this happening, jumps on and says, my Instagram and Facebook are hacked, which is weird because it's actually his Twitter and he's posting this on his Twitter. She then responds on his feed, nope, his girlfriend is in it. No hacks here. Even all the drug tests he's failing. All his dirty laundry. I don't know what this next one means. Watch the Ness soon, guys. I don't know what that means. Nope, his girlfriend is on it with nowhere to go. This next part's really weird to me, and it's context I still haven't gotten yet in this story. Cut his girlfriend's hair and kicked her to the streets. Now, at one point in the allegation, it was said that he dragged her out of the house by her hair and threw her out. I don't know if that part's true. I mean, it was enough in the allegation that Frisco PD said that they were opening an official investigation into it, and that's kind of crazy to me because if she had proof, then they should have mentioned that she's come forward with proof, because right now we just have a he said, she said, and that's not enough to warrant an investigation, I wouldn't think. She goes on in the feed to say things like, hit me up on my Instagram, reporters, media, whatever. Hit me up on my Instagram if you want the evidence. And I know several members of the media that's how it works, right? You don't assume it's true. You don't assume it's not true. You just look into it and you report on what you find. So that was what was going to happen there. I don't know whatever happened for it, but she goes on. I'm tired of covering for him. Anybody want real details, hit me up. He's again posting profile hacked. Then I think this is her. Just because, but it's really weird timing. You know what? No, that says April 2nd. So that's a different tweet talking about Brothers Music on a radio station. I don't know that that's her. She goes on to say, he is responsible. I've been with him 8 years and left my family to come here with him and no friends or family out here. Now, if she's been with him the whole time, then that means she was with him in Kansas City. We know she was there at Iowa State, so she was there at Kansas City, and now she's been there the last 3 years in Dallas. She should have some friends, but I don't know. He's going to jail and cut her hair. Again, I really don't understand the context of that. I think she means to say he beats his girlfriend again, or he beat his girlfriend again. Which, serious allegations there. That's what Frisco PD said that they were going to investigate. Let's see. Tired of covering for him. Don't know all the numbers there. I guess her number for messaging her. He's a monster. Everyone will know. My Facebook is Angela Maria Sanchez. Truth comes out. Anyone want real details? Hit me up. Yeah, so we're back at the beginning now. So, Frisco PD confirmed it is investigating serious allegations against Cowboys player David Irving. No arrests, assault, bodily injury, unlawful restraint, and assault impeding breath and circulation. I don't know legalese to know what that means exactly, but it's not good for Irving. Let me zoom out a little for you. There's the source and everything for that. All right, so this came out later in the day when, you know, we were already saying like, oh man, Roger Goodell is rubbing his hands together, another cowboy to crack down on, in spite of all the other domestic violences or drug suspensions that should be happening around the league but don't because they don't wear a star. We got this instead eventually later on from her. Hopefully this denounces any kind of investigation by the NFL. I don't know. On April 22nd, the father of my child and current boyfriend had a vocal argument that spilled out into our front yard. My neighbors were concerned and called 911. I was very upset and made some allegations that were false at the time due to our vocal argument and my emotional state. So that is what Frisco PD was investigating. I had no intentions of getting David into trouble. I disagree. I was just very emotional and upset. I would like to be clear, although our relationship is not perfect, we love one another, and David did not put his hands on me at any time. I am deeply sorry that this has caused both of us so much unwanted and undue attention. It's not undue, and it wasn't unwanted at the time. You brought the attention to you, and you're walking it back now that you've had time to cool down, or he's had time to tell you whatever apology or whatever you wanted to hear. David is a great father, and our focus is working on our relationship and raising our beautiful daughter. I would urge the media to please refrain from spreading this false story. Again, it's not a story until you made it a story. You made this the story. Cowboys have enough distractions the last few years. The Zeke thing wrecked last season. David Irving is going to be a huge part of this defensive line and whether or not the Cowboys get back to the playoffs this season. So allegations like that against him, that's some serious stuff, man. I'm not okay with that. It sounds like there's a lot of drama there. It's not my business. It's his, not marriage. Well, they've been together 8 years. I think 10 is when it becomes common law marriage. But he's heading that way, and they got a kid together, so it's one of those things where there's a lot of drama. It seems like I said, she was tied to his being kicked off the team at Iowa State. You know, a investigation into potential domestic violence that I guess was dropped, but he was still kicked off the team. So it seems like it's not the first time she's kind of railroaded his career prospects, and maybe there's something, I don't know. The important thing is that we know that she has recanted the story, and we'll see what the NFL does on it. If they go the route of Zeke, man, we don't want another 6-game suspension. I think the big difference here is that, assuming she's continuing with recanting the story, the difference in the Zeke case was that the girl wanted blood, right? She wanted to make Zeke pay however she could. That was 6-game suspension and dragging his name through the mud. If David Irving's girlfriend doesn't want that, if Angela doesn't want that, then hopefully it ends here. I don't know. Maybe the NFL has an inquiry into it, but I don't think it's ever a full-fledged investigation. We've wondered for a while on the show, Big Game James Law and I have kind of debated why the Cowboys haven't been willing to commit more to David Irving. When they put a second-round tender on him, we all assumed he was gone, right? A 25-year-old monster defensive tackle. Somebody is going to scoop that guy up. The dude, I've said it the whole time. The guy's a unicorn. You don't see that kind of stuff in the NFL. And at 25 years old, already with the experience he has, that's unreal. That's not a guy you let go. And shockingly, I guess the Cowboys were on to something because they placed a second-round tender on him, and nobody scooped him up. So Dallas keeps him for the year. If they want, I guess they could franchise him next year. But I don't know. It kind of feels like they're going to try and get a highly motivated David Irving this season and then kind of just turn him over and let him be someone else's problem next year. And that, I'm just saying what the speculation looks like. We heard before the tender was offered that sources within the Star kind of considered him like a ticking time bomb, that there was a lot of off the field stuff we didn't know about. And I don't know, maybe this kind of drama is part of it. Again, I'm not saying he did or did not do anything. I don't know. I'm simply saying there is a weird reason that the Cowboys don't seem to be willing to commit to David Irving, considering his talent. And then maybe other people around the league kind of know something too, or at least fear something, because we're talking about a second-round tender for a monster defensive tackle at 25 years old who in 8 games last year had 8 sacks, something like that. I mean, he was a beast when he showed up last season. Missed the first 4 games with suspension, missed the last 4 with his concussion. So it's a weird situation, I think, for Dallas to not be willing to commit to him and for no one else to be willing to bite on a second-round pick for him. So I don't know. We'll see what comes of it. I'm hoping we get the best. I hope no suspensions come of this, and I hope we get a highly motivated David Irving to help us wreak havoc on this defensive line next year. That's all my time for today, guys. If you like this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I've been DDP with the Dallas Prospect, and remember, every legend was once a prospect.